All right. Again, I'm back. Welcome to Membrane's channel. All right. Welcome to my teaching channel again, where learning is fun and simple. I am offering short, simple lessons 3 times a week. These lessons might reinforce your previous learning. So come learn with me. Please don't forget, before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and learn with me. All right, let's start. Today's lesson will still be about story elements. All right, the elements of the story, as we have discussed in the previous topics about the fisherman and the genie, something like that. All right, so we have learned that we have to set on the title, the author, the illustrator if there is, and then the characters, the setting, the plot, and the theme. All right, so this time around, we're going to have this one with another story in making decisions. All right, making decisions. And the title of the story is not about pickles. It's about pickles. But pickles is not a name for that piggy. The title, of course, is Pickles for Nickels. Now you can see KLE is cull. Nickel, KEL, is also cull. So it's kind of like playing around with the word cull. Pickles for Nickels. And the author is Neil Levin. So the title of the story is Pickles for Nickels, and the author is Neil Levin. Now let's begin. Hamlin emptied his piggy bank and wanted a snack. Luckily, Boris had set up a pickle stand. How much are the pickles? Hamlin asked. 5 cents apiece. 5 cents apiece. Or 10 for $1, Boris told him. 10 for $1? That sounds like a good deal, Hamlin said. It's a very good deal, Boris said. I'll take 10. He's going to pay how much? For $1. I'll take 10. Hamlin counted out 20 nickels to make $1. A nickel is 5 cents. All right. Boris gave him 10 pickles. Here you go. 10 for $1. Wait a minute. Hamlin thought something seemed odd. Yes, something seemed odd. If pickles are 5 cents apiece, so 5 cents apiece, I should get 20 pickles for $1. You only gave me 10 for $1, and you said that was a very good deal. It was a very good deal, Boris said. A very good deal for me, because he's the seller. Then he put up a sign. Now they're on sale. 2 for 1. We don't even know what is that 2 and what is that 1. So when there are sales, you better think. Hamlin thought about that. 2 pickles for the price of 1. There he goes. 2 pickles for the price of 1 meant if he bought 1 pickle for a nickel, he'd get a second pickle for free. I'll take 2 pickles, he said. He handed over a nickel again. That will be 4 nickels, Boris told him. Oh. Hamlin grunted. You said 2 for 1? 2 nickels, see? 2 nickels for 1 pickle. So make sure you understand 2 for 1. Remember this? 2 for 1. But you don't know what is that 2 and what is that 1. Let's continue. 2 nickels for 1 pickle, Boris said. 4 nickels for 2 pickles, or 10 for $1. He put up another sign. Uh-oh. But now everything's half off. That term about half off again. Hamlin thought that sounded good. Half off meant half price. Uh-oh, you better watch out again. What is that half off? What does it mean? Even if they'd been 10 for $1, now they'd be 20 for $1. They were back to 5 cents apiece. Okay, Hamlin said. Give me a pickle half off. He handed over another nickel. Boris put up a pickle on the counter. Then he took out a knife and sliced it down the middle. He handed Hamlin half a pickle. What's this? It's a pickle with half off. 1 pickle, half off, Boris said. Pickles are supposed to be 5 cents apiece, Hamlin squealed. I gave you 5 cents, but you only gave me part of a pickle. That's a piece, Boris said. Pickles are 5 cents apiece, or 10 for $1. You should buy some. It's a very good deal. It's a very good deal. Who are the characters in the story? Tell me. Who are the 2 people talking? So you have Pickles, Boris, and Hamlin, right? Where is the setting of the story? Where is it? I think you need to think. Remember, Boris had a stand outside. So where is the setting? What is the plot in the story? Remember that a plot always have a beginning. It also has a middle, and it has an end. What happened first? What happened next? What happened last? So when you write something about the story that you have read, make sure that first Boris had a stand, or first, I think that was not the first thing that happened. First, Hamlin wanted a snack, so he took some of his pennies from his piggy bank. Then, what happened? Finally, what happened? Or the last was that what happened. So you need to itemize all those, and it should be chronological, meaning what's the first thing that happened, the second thing that happened, and then the third thing that happened. What is the theme in the story? What lesson did you learn from it? Was it something that you should also have to make a decision? Whether you understand first what the seller was saying. Remember, there were several instances. There are 3 incidents. One was it says 10 for $1. So 10 for $1, 20 nickels, that is $1. He should be getting 10. Unfortunately, he did not get 10. And then half off. Half off means 1/2. So make sure that before you buy something, you need to understand what the seller was telling you. Otherwise, it will not be a big deal. All right, so that's the lesson in the story. Now, what is the problem? Remember, there are at least 3 problems that you can cite in the story. The first problem was Hamlin did not understand. The next problem was that he did not understand what half off means. He did not also understand about 2 for 1. 2 what? For 1 what? See, those are several problems in the story. How did they solve the problem? What is the solution that you are thinking of? So you think about it. Pause, think. Half off. But let me ask the seller. Is it half the price or half the pickle, the item that you are buying? Okay. And in a few sentences, what summary of the story can you think of? Do you have any summary? The summary would be first, next, then, last. All right. So that would be the summary. Remember, you have to understand or think about what you read and then put it into an organized thought. Okay. Now, what lesson did you learn again? You have to incorporate that lesson in your storytelling. Because if I'm going to read your story and it is not convincing, I will just read it until the maybe middle. All right. So think about the lesson. And now I would like to say thank you for listening, but I want you to learn more. Okay. This is another story. The Fox and the Geese by the Brothers Grimm. So, what is the title of the story? Here it is. Who is the author? Brothers Grimm. All right. So, the fox is there, and here are the geese. Geese is a plural for one goose. All right. Right now, the geese are already coming back to Minnesota. They have flown all the way from Canada down to the south, but now they're coming back. Okay, the fox and the geese. A hungry fox came to a meadow. He saw a flock of fine, fat geese. The fox smiled and licked his lips. He licked his lips because, ooh, this is quite food for me. He quietly crept up on the geese. Then he smiled again and said, I have come at the right time. You are sitting together quite beautifully. I can eat you up one after the other. Because, remember, look at the picture. They are all lined up. So the fox can eat one fox, one goose, and then another goose, and then another goose until they are all done. The geese cackled with terror. They sprung up and began to wail. Wah, wah. They do that. They while they fly from Canada down to south, they would say that's their wailing. Then they beg piteously, meaning they're trying to say, well, please, fox, don't eat us. We can do something for you. Then they begged piteously for their lives. The poor geese were beside themselves with fear. So they are seated or they are probably standing next to each other. But the fox would listen to nothing. He did not listen. He simply said, there is no mercy to be had. You must die. At length, one brave goose took heart and said, if we poor geese are to yield up our vigorous young lives, show us a favor. Oh, there should be somebody who is courageous. The fox, though his stomach was growling with anticipation, listened. The goose continued, please allow us one more song. That way we may die happy and free. After the song, we will place ourselves in a row so you can pick out the fattest to eat first. Good deal, too, right? Ah, this is a nice story. This appealed to the fox. One plump goose would make the start of a good meal. That is a reasonable request, said the fox. Sing away. I will not eat you until you are done. What do you think is going to happen? Will the fox sing? Will they fly? Will the geese fly? Are they going to sing really? Let us see. The first goose began good long song, repeating ga, 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 as she would make no end to her song. The second goose did not wait until her turn came. She too began singing ga, 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 ga. The third and the fourth geese followed her. Soon they were all cackling together. Ga, 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 ga. When the geese have finished their singing, the story shall be continued further. But at present, they are still singing without stopping. And that fox is still very, very hungry. And the fox, remember the fox says he's a sly. He is a smart fox. But because the geese did not stop singing until now, the fox still stopped and stood there waiting for them to finish their song. did, you, did you get the joke? All right. What did you know? Did you think characters make decisions in the two stories that I have read to you? Did they make decisions? What I want to know, what are some ways that characters make decisions and solve problems? Just like the geese, did they make a good decision? Singing after each other is as if the song is unending, no stopping, so they are not done with their song yet, and the fox still is waiting for them. What did you learn? Huh? What did you learn from the story? Now, teacher, you can do it this way. So you have the word reasonable. That is a reasonable thing to do. Features. What is the definition of reasonable? Okay, a word map appears this way. So you start with features. What do you mean by reasonable? Maybe it is based on reason. The definition would be it's a wise idea. All right, give an example of reasonable. I will buy half off if the price is 50% off. That's reasonable. Okay? Or when you make a sequence for the events that you have learned, you have first, second, and third. Now write the summary. You just copy what you have written from all of this circle that are the events of the story. Okay? Don't make it too much. Just one sentence, maybe one sentence about what happened. And you also can make a description of the characters. What do you think of the fox? What does that tell the reader? What is the action that you can say about, or a statement that you can write about the fox and about the geese and the one goose who said, would you kindly mind us? Please let us sing for the last time so we will die happy and you can eat all of us. And also, in analyzing the story, you can also analyze the point of view. What is the point of view of the narrator? Was the narrator funny? What do you think is the point of view of the fox? Why do you think he allowed them to sing? And the brave goose. What can you say about the brave goose? And you, as the reader, or you did not read, but maybe you read too, you listened, right? So, you, as the reader, what are we going to do? What did you do? All right. So those are some of the ways of how to teach reading with all just one story, one short story, and then you can already describe this word map here is only for reasonable. You can also have the one which says about the facts, about how sly he was, how smart he was, and then the events, arrange them accordingly. All right. So after everything has been done, now you have the terms cackled, cackled. Break the word apart to help students recognize the word parts. Cackle, cover the D. Cackle means right now they are cackling. They are making sounds. All right. And why did you add D? Because in the story it already happened. So that was maybe in the past. And then you have flock. What is a flock? It's a group of animals. Like if there is a flock of geese flying, there should be seven of them. The strongest one is in the corner, and then the rest of them are forming a V. Meadow. What is a meadow? Is it in a city or is it in the countryside? Reasonable. When it is reasonable, does it take both points of view of the reader and points of view of the author? And request. What is a request? Is it something that you ask favor? If it is, what do you see in your mind? All right. So this is just my way of thinking about how to teach the story with not only the elements of the story, vocabulary building, writing the summary. There's a lot of things that you can do with a simple story. All right. That's all for today. And thank you for listening. And I hope that I have imparted something that you can use in your teaching. And again, this is Member and Felizarte. Please follow along and let's make learning brighter, simpler, and fun. See you in the next lesson. Thanks and bye. Bye bye. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and share it with your friends. If you have some friends who are also teachers, share this with them. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.